this video, we're going to be talking about the universe. So the universe is a space made of 100 billions of galaxies. And these galaxies are not evenly spread out. These galaxies are made out of millions and billions of stars and also gas and dust. And these stars, gas and dust are not moving in places. They're staying in one place because of the gravitational attraction, which is making the stars, gas, and dust staying in one place. So in the center of the galaxies is something called a black hole. The universe has billions of galaxies, and these galaxies can be different shapes and sizes. Those are the three main types of galaxies. One is spiral, the other one is elliptical, and another one is irregular. So, and all of these types of galaxies all have stars, gas, dust, and in the center, a black hole. And the spiral one has arms stretched out. Elliptical one kind of looks like this. You can see oval shape, and irregular it looks like all of it scattered around. The galaxy that we live in is called the Milky Way. Our galaxy in the Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, and the reason why it's called the Milky Way is because the arms look like milk is getting stretched out. So that is why our galaxy is called the Milky Way. Now let's zoom in deeper. So when we zoom in, we can see stars, we can see stars around the center of the galaxy. And the stars are the only thing in the universe that gives its own light. And they're orbited by asteroids, comets, moons, and planets. Example can be our solar system, which the sun is the main one right here, and we live in Earth. But also we orbit around the sun, but also like Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus also revolve around the sun too. Now let's go even more deeper. Basically, let's first start with the planets. So the planets orbit around the sun, and they spin on their own axis also. Planets orbit in an oval-shaped path called an ellipse. And also asteroids. So asteroids are basically located in the asteroid belt. Also, the asteroids orbit around the sun. The asteroid belt is basically located between Jupiter and Mars. The asteroids basically always stays in the asteroid belt, but sometimes it goes out of the path. It can hit a planet, and sometimes it can hit Earth that we live in. But don't worry, because Jupiter and Mars and the moon are here to protect us, so it won't be able to hit. Also, there's something called a meteor. So the broken pieces of an asteroid, so then those broken pieces are called meteors, and they're able to come hit the Earth, but most of the times it's burned because of the Earth's atmosphere. So now let's talk about comets. So comets are basically this is a homemade comet, but a real comet is made out of gas, ice, dust, and rocks. This top part is a nucleus. One of its tail is a dust tail, another one is an ion tail, and that's a comet. So the comets live between an Oort cloud and a Kuiper belt, and they basically revolve around the sun. They revolve around the sun. Back to the sun, you can see the gas coming out, but then they go back to the Oort cloud and the Kuiper belt, and then get their tail back again. So, and also, you might be wondering, what is shooting stars? So shooting stars are basically meteors that are about to hit the Earth. So basically when I talk about the asteroids, the pieces of asteroids are called meteors, and they come and hit the Earth. But sometimes they burn by the Earth's atmosphere. When they're burning, you can see a spark, and then that is called a shooting star. So now, why it is so dark in the universe? The universe has lots of stars, and these stars produce their own light. But why is it so dark? Well, basically most of the universe is expanding and it's empty. There's not that much gas or particles there. That's why light cannot reflect, and that's why we're seeing it really dark. And also, why is it so quiet in the universe? So the reason why it's quiet is because noise cannot be heard in space, and there's no air in space. And the sound waves cannot travel without air or another medium. So that's why it's really quiet. After the Kuiper belt comes some dwarf planets. They can be Pluto. So Ceres is the most biggest asteroid in the asteroid belt. It's also called a dwarf planet, and it's the most closest dwarf planet to the sun, and it's called Ceres. There are only two man-made objects that traveled away from our solar system, which are Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Voyager 1 already surpassed the Oort cloud. Voyager 2 is between it, basically. If you can travel on the speed of light, it will take you 100,000 years to travel across the galaxy in the speed of light. And the speed of the light is the most fastest thing in the universe. And if you travel the speed of light, it will take you 100,000 years just to travel across the galaxy. So we live in a galaxy, the Milky Way. So Milky Way has a neighbor, and that neighbor is called Andromeda, which is the closest galaxy to the Milky Way.